And welcome back to Electric Bike Mark. On this video I'm going to be riding the AIPAS M1 Max, as you see it right there. And what I want to talk about today is another bike law, e-bike law, that will be going into effect, unless it's vetoed, on July 1st. And this is the Bill SB 382 out of Florida. That's 382. And let me explain a little bit about this law to you. So it's the Florida Senate Bill 382, or SB 382. It's a traffic safety law passed during the 2026 legislative session that tightens rules for electric bicycles, e-bikes, and other micromobility devices. The bill focuses on protecting pedestrians and creating infrastructure to better track motorized bicycle accidents. Pedestrian speed limit. E-bike riders are prohibited from exceeding 10 miles per hour on sidewalks or other pedestrian designated areas if a pedestrian is within 50 feet. Right-of-way guidelines. Riders on shared paths not adjacent to a roadway must yield to pedestrians and give audible warning signals like a bell or shout before overtaking them and passing them. Violators will face a non-criminal traffic infraction, which is punished as a non-moving violation. Cross-tracking mandate. The bill requires the Florida Highway Patrol, County Sheriff's Office, and local police departments to systematically track and maintain lists of all traffic crashes involving e-bikes. The Safety Task Force. It establishes the Micromobility Device Safety Task Force adjunct to the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles. This task force must evaluate current laws and submit regulatory improvement recommendations to the governor and legislator. So, earlier drafts of the bill featured much stricter restrictions, including an age limit and a requirement to hold a valid driver's license to operate higher speed Class 3 e-bikes. However, those licensing mandates were removed from the final version before it was passed. So let's hop on and talk a little bit about this, and I'm going to tell you something, a few things that I don't like about this bill. So first of all, let me tell you that unless it's vetoed by the governor, this will go into law on July 1st of 2026. Should mention that. So the first thing I think of when I think of riding on a multi-use path is how often I ride on those paths, and traditional cyclists literally blow right by me. It's like I'm standing still or sitting still on my bike, you know, not even moving. They just go right by so quickly. I never, unless I'm missing something, I never hear any complaints about that. It's only those electric bikes. Why? Not sure. So their excuse, or the reason why they say this only applies to electric bicycles as opposed to traditional cycle bikes, is that these bikes are heavier. Well, yes, they are heavier. But does that excuse somebody from being able to go faster? It shouldn't. It shouldn't make any difference at all. But nothing gets brought up about that, and they'll continue to do their thing. It almost seems to me like when I've been on the trails or paths that they're using it, traditional cyclists I'm talking, not all of them, but a lot of guys are on there and they're using it like a racetrack. I swear, they are going so quickly, but that's okay. because it's not, they're not getting assistance from, I'm going to go this way, from a motor. So that's all right. They can do it. The other thing that I wish could be fixed is the fact that, I do want to go down here. The fact that when you are on a multi-use path and you are trying to signal to someone that you're going to pass them on the left, sometimes you can't. First of all, sometimes you can't pass them on the left because they're on the left. I went down the dead end road again, didn't I? Anyway, but even if you do call out or ring your bell, they don't hear you. There's my horn. And the reason why they don't hear you is because they have earbuds in. So my thinking on this is, if we're going to make things safe, everybody has to do their part. Maybe it's time to eliminate the allowance of earbuds when you're on a multi-use shared trail or path, because you need to hear what's going on around you to be safe, right? But will that happen? No, that won't happen. It's only the e-bikes that we want to target. Yeah. If we make sure the e-bikes aren't going very fast, like 10 miles an hour, which, you know what? On a regular path, the speed limit anyway is usually 15 miles an hour. Sometimes it's 12 and sometimes it's 10. I've seen signs lower. A lot of times I don't even see a sign, so you're not even sure what the speed is. So I always go by, if I don't see a sign, 15. And 15 is fast enough. And you know what though? Most times you're going to slow down anyway, or should, when you're around people. For the very reason I just pointed out, the person that's walking or jogging a lot of times have earbuds in, or they're talking to somebody that's with them, not paying any attention to what's going on around them. Everybody's got to play their part. And also, I don't understand why it's only the e-bikes that have to, you know, make sure that they're regulating their speed. I think it should be all bikes. I don't care if the bike weighs 30 pounds, 50 pounds, 20 pounds. They should all have to do it. The other thing that is an issue on paths or multi-use paths or trails, now I'm not saying that you shouldn't do this, but a lot of times it'll be somebody will have their dog on a leash, but the leash is pretty long, right? And so it's not, the dog has pretty, you know, the dog has pretty good range there. It can get around. And they, of course, the dog isn't going to walk in a straight line always. They're going to do their zigzagging. And the other one is children, right? When they have small children with the parents, and the children are just running around, you know, and they're not being controlled by the parents. That's another thing that can be fixed, I think. Control your children and keep an eye on your surroundings and what's going on, right? And oftentimes, a lot of the shared paths are too narrow, right? They're not wide enough. Be nice to make them wider. Anyway, those are just some of my thoughts on this. As far as riding on a sidewalk, I'm not very familiar with that, because most places that I know of, states and all, don't even allow you to ride on the sidewalk at all. The only time I ride on the sidewalk really is when I'm coming out of a trail, which I'm going to come in a few minutes here. You're going to see what I mean. where it comes out on a sidewalk, but it's so short that I think it's okay, especially when your bike path that you're on ends on a sidewalk. You know, what are you supposed to do? You know, it is what it is. So, but that's the only time really. I don't really ride on a sidewalk. I mean, personally, I wish that we had a separate bike lanes everywhere, like for everything. I know that's kind of a pipe dream, but that's what I would like to see. Then, you know, then that gives cyclists a place to go and not have issues, or hopefully not have issues. But you know what happened if we had designated bike trails that were only for bikes? You know what would happen? We would have pedestrians on those too. So I guess what I'm saying is let the complaining continue, because it's not going to end. You're always going to have something, you know, that people are going to complain about. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this. And I'm on the little trail right now, and you'll see at the end of this, it comes out on a sidewalk in just a moment here. And then, so I just go along the sidewalk a little bit. Right here. It's only a short little stretch to the road here. Sidewalks are too bumpy anyway. This bike though has a nice full suspension. I really like that. Hey, if you haven't already and you would like to subscribe to the channel, please do. We have about 85% now of our viewers are not subscribed to the channel, so it'd be great if we could get you on board to subscribe along with all those others that have subscribed. We're closing in on 7,000 subscribers. And it would be great to have you on board. Just hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. The loudest part of this bike that I'm riding is the tires. I can hear them humming along the road here. Very quiet bike otherwise. This bike has a lot of get up and go. If you want a bike that's a little bit quicker, this could be the bike for you. This bike will top out north of 30 miles an hour. Yeah, I know that 30, that's going to be illegal pretty much everywhere, but I never really ride at that kind of speed. The only time I ride it like that is to test the bike out when I first do the review. But I usually keep all the bikes around 20 miles an hour. You know, the areas that I ride, I don't really have a need, honestly, to go faster than that. So I usually keep it at 20. I mean, 28 is pretty quick, you know, when you think about it, especially if you're just riding like this on residential streets. The only time I think it'd be good to get up there in the 28, I still think 30 miles an hour is a good speed that they should allow all e-bikes maximum. But the only time you really need to get up to those kind of speeds, in my opinion, is if you're in an area that you can do it. Especially if you're on a road, though, that does not have a bike lane. And you're basically at the mercy of the traffic. Then I think the faster you go to keep up as best you can anyway with cars, the better. I'm going to turn here. It's not bad outside right now, but I think we're going to have more thunderstorms coming. One thing I've learned since moving here to Tennessee is they get lots of thunderstorms. Also, it's humid here. It can get pretty humid. That's the other thing. But if you go out in the morning like I am now, I started this video just past 9:30, I believe it was 9:30 this morning here. It is very comfortable. Of course, that overcast, you don't have the sun beating on you right now, so that makes it feel even cooler. But yeah, definitely let me know in the comments your thoughts on this soon-to-be law of 10 miles per hour, particularly when you're within 50 feet of a pedestrian. But the thing is, too, I wonder about how they're going to police this. I mean, are they going to literally have a cop on every trail with a radar gun or something? You know, like, I don't know how they're going to... They say they're going to, you know, they want to crack down on all this, but exactly how it's going to happen, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if these laws are just all talk, you know. I do get a lot of people on this channel that watch. I can tell by the poll questions that I put up every morning. I put up a poll question, and I can tell by answers on there, a lot of people are just going to do their thing. You know, despite what the laws are saying and stuff like that, they're just going to do their thing, and that's it. Here's another easy thing I just did. I came to a stop at a stop sign. Yep. It's not a hard thing to do, but I know a lot of people don't like to do it. I don't have a problem with it. All right, that's going to do it for this video today on Electric Bike Mark. Thank you very much for joining me on this video. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, thank you very much. Just hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified as to when the next video comes up on the channel, just hit that notification bell. And if you want to leave a comment on this or any other videos that you've seen on the channel, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. Once again, thank you for joining me on this video. And until next time, be safe, everyone, and keep your wheels on the road. See you later.